And we're about to go live, everybody. Hey, everybody, this is Carolyn with the Women's Closet TV show. And tonight we have two guests on our show. And the hot topic for tonight is children with disabilities. They're either going to have physical disabilities or they're going to have mental disabilities. So I'm going to say this to you, everybody out there in Facebook. If y'all see me looking this way, that's because I got my main screen going on over here. And then if you're catching this on the replay and you see me looking over here, that's because I'm talking to the people that's in Cyberland on Facebook. So I'm going, hold on everybody. Jackie, hold on. And I got to do some invites, so be patient with me.
Okay.
Because we are live and we also is in Facebook land. There's a lot of, let's see. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna do this. All right. So, thank you, Duran, for tuning in. Thank you, Isaiah, for tuning in. Thank you, Mayo, for tuning in. So tonight's guest is Jackie. Jackie is also an author. She's also a child advocate, and she has a child with disabilities. She will be talking about her experience as a parent, but also as an author of a book that she has written. We also have on our guest panel is Kimberly Mathis. Kimberly Mathis is also a great friend of mine, and she also has a special needs child. So we're going to be talking about children with special needs, the type of disability they have, any resources that may or may not be out there for them. And we're also going to be discussing with Jackie about her book and why she wrote the book for children with special needs and helping parents as a guidance. So I want to start off with Kimberly. Kimberly, can you tell us what type of disability Dontina has?
Dontina was deemed at age 6 months of age as global developmental delay, which consisted of a lot of disorders. They couldn't figure it out at first. But now she has cerebral palsy with a host of other neurological conditions, which details atrophy, some dysplasia. She has kyphoscoliosis and beyond. I can keep going.
Okay, hold on, Kimberly. I got a question for the people on Facebook. I need somebody to type in comments if you can hear my guests talking. Just type in the comments if you can hear what they're saying. Thank you, Gwyneth, for tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay. Next question is for Kimberly. Kimberly, when did you notice or when were you told that little Princess had a disability?
At 6 months of age.
Okay.
Can they hear me? Can they hear me?
I'm waiting for somebody to type because I know you sound low to me. So is it any way you turn up the volume?
I'm going to turn it up. You know, what had happened, you know, I'm also a licensed massage therapist, and at that time, I was not medically inclined at all. So there were certain things. Tina was my second child after 18 years. My daughters are 18 years apart. So there were little signs going on where she wasn't sitting up properly or walking, or even trying to walk, which is why they deemed her global developmental delay.
Okay. Okay. Jackie,
Yes, ma'am, Miss
you
Carolyn.
still with us?
I am.
Okay. Jackie, can you tell us what type of disability your baby has?
My daughter has childhood schizophrenia. It's
Wow.
I'm going to read so I can be more clearer to people. Schizophrenia, a chronic, severe mental disorder characterized by inappropriate actions and feelings, withdrawal from reality and personal relationships into fantasy and delusion and defective perceptions. Um, Schizophrenia is normally seen around the age of 17 or 18 or even in 20s, but there are rare cases where it starts in childhood. And
Wow.
with more research going on now, we are finding, as anything else, more cases of schizophrenia are coming up. So yes, it started in childhood with my child, with my daughter.
Okay. And what age was your child diagnosed with schizophrenia?
Well, she wasn't really diagnosed at the age, but we went to several hospitals. She started acting just like the other guests, just like Kim said. She's seen something at the age of a few months for her child. We began, myself and my family and the school teachers, we began to see strange behavior in like delusions, etc., in second grade, 7 years old. And from there on, we seek medical help, but they don't usually diagnose a child with a mental disability that early. They just wait
Mhm.
years, you know what I'm saying? It's
Okay.
Mhm.
kind of hard to diagnose at the age of 7 years old.
And how old is your baby today?
23 years old now.
Oh, God bless her.
Kimberly, how old is your baby today?
Dan Tina will be 21 years old in
Okay.
March.
Okay. Let's talk about resources. Did you ladies, as parents of special needs babies, did you find the resources for your child based on their disability hard to find? What are resources available for your baby?
Yeah,
Kimberly?
okay. Yeah, yes. They were very, very easy for me because I reached out. And what a lot of Philadelphia families don't realize is that Philadelphia has so many resources out there for you to help you and your children and your families, to guide you step by step from infancy straight on out to adulthood. I stand as a testimony and have them all listed for you.
Um, in my case,
Jackie?
it wasn't so easy. No, it became a little bit easier, should I say, once I became an advocate. Once I started to network
Hmm.
with people and other parents and go to workshops, then it became a little bit easier. So I would tell any parent that see anything kind of unusual with their child, the first place you can start is with your health unit. That's the first place you can start, the health unit. But it wasn't so easy. No, it wasn't all that easy for me.
Okay.
You know what, Jackie? What you said is also true.
Thank you.
That I found out online. I was always a researcher, and here they're called family-driven support units or family-driven help units or base service units is what they're called here in Philadelphia. And through that, they set up the advocacy and the parent networking. They actually come out to the parent. You don't even have to go to them. They come out to you here in Philadelphia.
Well, what happened with me by going to different networking events,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
found
Mm-hmm.
out a community support team that work with children, such as my daughter with severe disabilities. And that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
awesome. And once I got in contact with them, they begun to come out to the house too, and we would take her there. And from there on, they would help you through processes. If you had to go to the hospital, if you had needed a medicine change, it was a psychologist, psychiatrist, a nurse, and all
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
social
Mm-hmm.
worker. So I was so thankful I had reached out and started networking, and that changed my whole life and my situation. And they also, another thing, they went into the IEP meeting with me. So then I
That's
wasn't
right.
alone.
Okay, ladies, here's my next question for you.
Yes.
Based on what you have experienced with you and your you ladies are special. I just want y'all to know that. Every mom is special, but special needs mommies go through a lot, and I have seen a lot that y'all go through.
And daddies.
And daddies, yes, I'm not gonna forget about John. And daddies as well.
Yes, my husband really was. I wouldn't be here without him. So Kim is right.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I
You
agree.
can.
And daddies, because you do have single parent daddies
Mm-hmm.
that have full custody of their child that have the special needs. So that's how come Kimberly said and daddies too, because I know who she's talking about.
Yeah.
My question now, ladies, is this. Based on your experience with you and your children and the resources that are available, is there any resources that you feel should be out there, but it's not out there for children with special needs?
In Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, it's out there.
Okay.
There's none that I don't know that's not out there.
What about Louisiana?
I feel they should have. We should have some resources, better resources closer to our area.
Mm-hmm.
As such, let me give you an example. The school system, they should have better. It would be great if we would have better resources in the school system as far as the children with the severe disabilities, because when you are a severe disability student, you know as well as I that you're not going to sit in the classroom from 7 or 8 o'clock until 3
Mm-hmm.
o'clock in the afternoon. So they don't really have, in my opinion, enough activity for the students to engage in, job-wise, even afterwards. So I think, I really don't think we don't have enough in Louisiana, in my area. I'm in a rural area. So I'm speaking about I can't speak about all of Louisiana, because somebody might come and say, oh no, we have all of this. But no, in my area, we don't really have enough engagement in the school. We don't really know.
Jackie, you just broke that down in a lot of different categories, because I didn't really go that fast. And what you hit on was the school system. Yeah. Now, here in Philadelphia, that is one crisis. The information is in the public school system for the parent, but the problem with the public school system is that the parents are not getting involved or even coming into the school system to even find out what's going on with the children.
So the resources are there in the Philadelphia school district.
There are liaisons, special education liaisons that are set up to address all those issues. But on my daughter's school, I'm also an alumni of the school, so I serve on the school advisory council as well as the alumni association, and I'm in the school all the time and meeting with the special education liaison, as well as the principal, as well as the special education director of all of the academic courses. And, you know, at a giving back to school night, where we have a school of 5 to 800, 13 parents.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure that it should be more parents than that, and I would have to agree with you in reference to the parents are not involved. But
I
then
don't want to say the name of the school, but the school where my daughter is attending is a holding station for students with all disabilities. All disabilities.
it's
And
okay. It's okay for you to say the name of the school.
the Martin Luther King High School.
Okay.
And I never see the parent. They have every condition, every mental, physical disability going on in that school. And very seldom do you see those parents come through there. Now, if anybody's out there that's a Martin Luther King parent, you need to be logging on and talking. Because I serve on the school advisory council, and I'm trying to figure it out.
It's okay. Next, I want to move to Jackie.
Yes.
Jackie wrote a book. Jackie is also helping parents and also doing some great work in getting her book out there on parent advocacy for children with disabilities and special needs. So Jackie, could you share your information with us about your book?
Yeah, because I want to buy it.
I would like to piggyback on what Kim said because she's absolutely right. I wrote my book, Fighting for My Child's Life, How to Be an Advocate for Your Child. What happens is in the school system, or what happens is when the doctor or anyone else in the school system, someone in the school tells you that your child has a disability, what usually happens is the parents sit there and they think that the school is going to provide everything, that the school is going to have all of the answers. So in my case, once I found out that the school didn't have the answers that I wanted to hear, I was not satisfied with their answers. Then I went into advocacy mode. Just like Kim said, we need more parents to be an advocate. I jumped into being an advocate because I realized one thing after having my child and was told about this disability. My child, your child, anyone's child, they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to be born.
Yeah.
You're
so
right.
It's our place to give that child the best education and the best life that we can have. So we can't just sit out and by and wait for everyone else to jump into being an advocate for our child. That's our responsibility.
That's right.
Okay,
So,
Jackie, let me ask you this. If someone wanted to purchase your book, where can they go to purchase your book? And what is the title of your book?
I have two books at the moment. I have Fighting for My Child's Life, and it's on Amazon, or it's on my website, www.yourparentadvocate.com.
Okay.
Parent
I have a
advocate.
journal. I have a 90 days of affirmations and prayers because parents, they're going to need to stay positive and they're going to need affirmations and prayers daily. And I know Kim could attest to this.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
If you don't stay positive and if you don't use positive affirmations and positive thinking, you are going down the drain.
That's right. How much is your book, Jackie?
They have it on Amazon for I think they're $10, I believe.
Oh, I'm going to sell a lot of your books for you. I'm going to start by myself getting it because, you know, I am going to be doing classes to help the parents.
Okay.
Hold on, Kim. I didn't get to that yet. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, they're on my website. They're on my www.yourparentadvocate.com. And if you go to the website, they could read a little bit about me. You know, it'll be a little bit more. But to piggyback on the book, it's a short book because I use the topics. I used some of the main topics that I dealt with with the medical system and also the school system. I use about 10 or 12 things that the parent that I thought they would have problems with, just like I had problems with.
Okay.
Even Kim, I don't know if you had this problem with the medical system. You I don't know if I'm using the right word, system, the medical in the medical, with the medical care rather.
Yeah, medical.
If you're not up on the meds and the breast of what's going on with the disability of your child, sometimes the doctor and the school system want to come there and just put them on any medicine that they think they should be on. You need to be an advocate and you need to know about that medicine as well.
That's true. That's very, very true. And my last question for you ladies is, Kimberly, you wrote a course curriculum that you need to finish.
I
So
did.
you want to give some information about your course, what it entails, why you decided to write the course, and who it would benefit.
Well, Jackie, you've inspired me, and I'm going to get back to you on that medical thing with terms of the medication. But the course that I wrote about was raising your child from infancy to adulthood with physical and mental challenges. Very, very vast topic. A lot of stuff needs to be talked about, because as I meet families just walking, when I see them with special needs children, and I just talk to them as an advocate on things that they should have in place, they're not aware at all. And the children are in 15, 16, and I'm like, wow. So there are so many things that have to be put in place before your child really is 13. You really need to start now, as soon as you find out about their disability or whatever's going on with them, physical or mental challenge. You got to start working now, because there's so much that has to be in place, and it's a waiting period, straight down to getting legal guardianship over your adult child.
Kim, is this what's included? Excuse me, Kim, is this what's included in your course?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else is included in your course?
Various resources that's needed to help you from day one. Like here in Philadelphia, we have Visions for Equality. We have what Jackie mentioned as we call them base service units. The one I have is Philadelphia Health Management Corporations. There are disability right networks. You have to be a member of IDS, which is the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. There are legal support that's free for you. And we can go on and on, not to mention education on the difference between the disabilities and the conditions. I do want to piggyback real quick back on what Jackie said about the medications, because my child at a certain age developed seizure activities, and they wanted to put her on Zonogram, Depakote. Oh my God, we were going on, and it was getting worse. The seizures weren't. So I weaned her off of it, and sad to say, I didn't tell the doctor. I just stopped giving it to her, and she stopped.
Okay.
So they just kept wanting to give her the started out with the Zonogram. She was seizuring all over the place. Then they want to give her the Depakote. I said, oh, no. This is not.
So you stopped the medication.
Sure did.
Okay. All right. Great. And did the seizure stop?
Sure did. Awesome. And then through prayer, another thing that Jackie touched base with, through prayer, through knowing it. You know, I'm African-based religion, so there's a lot of healing works that were done through herbal works and spiritual prayer and divination for my daughter that helped as well.
Okay. So Jackie?
Prayer is powerful.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Carolyn.
I would like to take the time out to say thank you, because I know you and Kimberly logged on by phone, and that's how come probably my guest that's live can't hear y'all, because I'm asking them and typing them, can y'all hear her? Can y'all hear my guest panel? And nobody has said anything. But this is.
I love you, Jackie.
So what I am going to do, because it is being recorded, is once this is done, this will be put into the YouTube channel of the Women's Closet TV show for anybody who wants to review it and take a look at some of the resources that y'all have mentioned in here. What I just want y'all, last question, ladies, is what advice would you give to a new mommy who has been told her child has a physical or mental disability? What advice would you give her, Jackie?
Well, first of all, before I forget, because I have a tendency to forget, Carolyn, I would like to really thank you for this opportunity. And Kim, I'm so glad to be on here with you. I've learned so much just listening to you as well.
Girl, I'm going to get your phone number.
Yeah, we're going to do that. What advice? I have so much advice I would like to give parents, but the main advice I would like to give parents is that I have touched upon this in my book. When you find out that your child has a disability, physical or mental, it's no time for you. You don't need to waste time begging God to reverse it or what God, why me? You're wasting time saying why me. You have to, not that you have to accept it right away, but eventually you will accept it. In order to accept it, you have to just keep on striving for the best for your child. Like in my case, I didn't accept it wholeheartedly, but I knew that it wasn't going to do me any good to cry and beg God every day, why me? And God, you're going to change this. You just take what you have in your hands, research, network with other parents, stay positive, you can even look for, I don't want to not say solutions. You can even, depending on what your child have, you can look for cures. You don't just sit down and just say, oh, woe is me, and this is what it is. Just stay positive and continue on networking. And remember one thing, it's in your hands to give your child a good life. So sitting down, sorry for yourself, and not anything is not going to help. So just do the best that you can do. Do the best that you can do. Not the best that I can do, not the best that Kim could do. Do the best that you can do.
That's right.
For your child to have a successful life.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Kimberly, what advice would you give to new mommies who have been told that their child has a disability?
Well, the one advice I want to say is that Jackie summed it up. She summed it up, but I'm going to close it out. You know, one thing you have to do is that I changed my whole life to try to figure out what was going on with my child. I became a licensed massage therapist, transitioning into a teacher of massage just to learn the conditions, the physical, mental, psychological, anything that I can learn about my child. I ate it. You have to eat it. You can't know what's going on with your child if you don't know, you don't understand the condition or the disorder or the disease. You have to educate yourself on your child so you can understand it. You have to, because eventually your life, and you can live a good life, but your life will form around your child.
That's right, exactly.
To make sure your child has that good life that Jackie is talking about. Because with children with physical and mental disabilities that transition to adulthood, they're going to be with you a while. It don't end when they turn 21, especially those that aren't able. My daughter has neurological problems. She can't talk or walk, but she can look at you and give you that smile. And she is 21, but she's like 6 months of age at 21. So you have to find a way, because it can be done. And as you have that networking that Jackie talks about this in her book, I'm going to get your book, girl. And she's talking about this in her book, and that spiritual background, that spiritual support from your congregation and your family. And sometimes your family's not even going to be there for you, but you have to be there. And the resources are out there for you. You just need to reach out to for them. They're there for you.
Okay. Thank you,
So,
ladies. I like to
Carolyn,
take the
thank
time out to
you.
say thank you. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Carolyn.
Take the time out. You're welcome. Take the time out for sharing your story, because there are a lot of parents, dads and moms, new dads, sometimes may not have what direction they should be going in because it's new to them. So I like to take the time out to thank you ladies for sharing your story. Hopefully, and I know it will help some parent out there in the world with the resources and the information and the guidance that you have shared with us. Jackie, you have 2 books that you mentioned. Kim, you wrote a course curriculum on it. So when you get your course curriculum finished, reach
Yes,
out to
ma'am.
me again so that we can get it out there in the market so people can get the help that they need. Would you be willing to do that, Kim?
Yes, Jackie, Carolyn is beating me up because I just had two hip replacements, and it slowed me down a little bit. So I'm getting back in the game, Jackie. Okay, I just came out of surgery December 4th for my left side. We're gonna do this.
December 4th of this year?
Oh yeah, I had both done. I had one done in June,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
and I just had one done in December. Yes, the 4th last week.